Good evening, everybody. I must say I'm very, very happy to be here at this point in time. And just sitting there, it has transported me back to the days of the late 70s and the 80s when I was a young officer at UNESCO in the book development division. In those days, Jessica Huntley and Bogle Louverture in our division was like a household name. You could not have a meeting or any activity relating to books and book development on the international level without involving Jessica Huntley and Bogle Louverture Productions. I can't say that I know Jessica, but I have met her in a professional capacity on at least one occasion. So I'm very happy to be here to read this message from Dr. Carolyn Cooper, who is a professor of English at the University of the West Indies in Mona, Jamaica. And Carolyn says, I met Jessica in 1982, right after the inaugural staging of the International Book Fair for Radical Black and Third World Books, dubbed a meeting of continents. And that book fair was truly a meeting of continents. In the month of March, you went everywhere and you saw big posters all over the place announcing that book fair. The Global Book Fair in London was at first jointly organized by Race Today Publications, New Beacon Books, and Jessica and Eric's Bogle Louverture Publications. Eric and Jessica hosted a party in honor of the Trinidadian novelist Earl Lovelace, and that's how a 3-decade relationship started. In typical Caribbean style, with serious liming, and it was serious. The Huntley home was a place for both old talk and very current debate on a whole range of contentious social issues, such as race politics in Britain, the schooling of black children, spousal abuse, and, more recently, environmental matters. In 2008, as chair of the conference to mark the 40th anniversary of the Walter Rodney student protests in Jamaica, I invited Jessica and Eric to speak. Their 1969 publication of Rodney's seminal Ovular Reflections in the Groundings with My Brothers launched their far-reaching publication house. Rodney's How Europe Underdeveloped Africa was a global bestseller, foreshadowing the longevity of Bogle Louverture publications. The last time I saw Jessica in public was 2 months ago at the launch of the Global Reggae Book, hosted by Ambassador Alun Asamba at the Jamaica High Commission in London. Although she wasn't as strong as she would have liked, Jessica said she had to be there to celebrate the book's publication. She knew how hard we had worked to establish an academic center on reggae at the University of the West Indies and Mona. A few days later, I went to visit Jessica and Eric at home. For so many years, 141 Caldershaw Road, West Ealing, had been my London home, thanks to the generosity of Eric and Jessica. I am happy that the last time I saw Jessica, she was in the comfort of her home, doing what she so enjoyed, which is sharing a meal with people she cared about. Walk good, Jessica. That's from Carolyn. And I have another brief one to read for you from Norman Gervin, Professorial Research Fellow, Graduate Institute for International Relations at the University of the West Indies in St. Augustine, Trinidad. And he says, I have known Jessica Huntley since the 1960s in London. Her passing is a great loss to the region and to the diaspora. She was a stalwart in the anti-racism struggle in Britain and promoting popular political education, Black history, and experience. Rest in peace, Jessica. Thank you.